This one your name sensitive. And while ago me hold on meds, right? And within me holding the meds, I realize that when me hold them kind of meds sometimes when I by myself I'm really sit down and brainstorm. Some things that just cross my mind. Sometimes I hold on to them things, like for do content and them kind of things, it will just never come out the same. But at this point in time, I can still try anyway. Right? Because what I come to realize is a lot of my people, them, and I say everybody, you know what I mean? No harm, no foul. If it not apply to you, not take it on. A lot of my people, them very hypocritical. You know, they're very hypocritical. You have a lot of people will say they love you and they care for you, and they will put you in some bad situation. They put you in a bad situation, put you in some dirty place for sleep and some bad things, for living and all these things, and do you some messed up things and tell you all in the name of love. I say, boss, when people do your wickedness and do some wicked griminess and know that you have the discernment to determine what they might do to you, whether something good or bad. I know some people will do some messed up things and think, well, they might do good for you. You know what I mean? They might do some despicable stuff, some stuff me even want to talk about, and then we think that they might do the best thing for you. And then, what we piss them off the most are when they might do these wicked, nasty things, you figure out what they might do to you. And then that will make you seem like you're the worst person in the world because you figure out them I do you bad. How you hate me so much because me figure out that you do me dirty. I like black man will say black man, but you'll be surprised how there are some black man want to treat another black man like he a slave. See them black man, them a hypocrite. They will say, oh, and then you hear them cuss and say, oh, they not been a slave to the white man or here. When you look black man, a slave black man, I treat black man worse. And as a black man, you have to be careful because sometimes some topics very touchy and some people sensitive to the point that certain talking will lead them to blows. We make them want to do people things. They want to hurt people behind a certain talkings. You know what I mean? So sit down and say, boss, it's just funny how because you can identify, you can feel when somebody just not genuine and never do you wrong, and because you figure that out, then you becomes the worst person to them. All of a sudden, and you know, sit down and say, me never be nothing good to begin with because me they deal with me on a level. So the fact of the matter that me figure you out now and me can move in a wiser manner because me figure out that some people just like people them can control. And if they can't control you, they hate you. If they can't control you, they hate you. But like I say in the beginning of the video, sometimes the thoughts of them just be so much that the way how them come, yeah, me not understand that. I really not understand that. Yeah, man, we can't be hypocrites You know what I mean? They're being hypocrite to your own behavior, like the talk down certain because like they will say one person like me, they will say well you know about slavery, and I will tell them nothing. You know, nothing, because what you need to know about slavery when you'll live like one. What you need to know about slavery if me live like a one. And the worst thing about me are the fact that you see the woman me have for me kids them with now a 2026. Me a 19-year-old which and a 10-year-old today. My son a 19 and my daughter a 10. Now a 2026 and she Puerto Rican. But she's so light-skinned a white girl, and that's called she. So when you go talk racist and this and them kind of something, me and man not mingling in them thing there. Me not mingling in that. You know what I mean? I'm for all race. 2 kids my wish, you know what I'm saying? And like the gap of the kids them 19, a 19-year-old and one 10-year-old, like come on. That is speak for yourself. This is why, you know, things happen. You know, like I say, when you're in an interracial relationship, sometimes a lot of jealousy and a lot of bad mind and a lot of funny things take place when you're in those type of relationships. You know what I mean? So, a lot of things happen. You know, I learn a lot of lessons along the way. But the point me try to get at is, people that talk this, loyal to who you be thing. Be loyal to who you are. Some of them, they know nothing about no loyalty. They know nothing about it. Let me say, you talk about slavery and bad man, in these modern days, people still want people to live like a slave. Yeah, man that, like me say, they want to control other man. Some of them can't control the woman them with, but they want to control other man, but that's a fun different story. You hear me say? Yeah, me not point no finger upon nobody. I may say. And me been around enough people in my 43 years that me been here. 43 me been out. Me been around enough people that are more funny, I do stupid stuff. I make, you know what I mean, these stupid remarks and I do for come to this conclusion. People, when they can't control you, you become the worst thing. You become the ISO when they can't control you, you know. You become the pepper light in their eye. They can't handle that, you know. So that's what that be. Like I am say, me not mingle in the racist business. I am for all race. The proof is in the pudding. I love my kids of them to death. Me and my kids' mother, she move on, she have the kids and all, but me love my kids' mother, because as long as she is happy and she healthy, I'm sure my kids and them going in a happy and healthy place. If she's not happy and she's stressed out and not healthy, more than likely my kids them are going to share in as she stress. So if you love your kids of them, even if you're not with your kids' mother, you would want she would be happy, because as long as she happy, your kids them in a happy home. Something for you to think about. If your kid's mother is not happy, your kids them are going in our house with a woman that's not happy, and the kids them gonna be unhappy. So I already figured out I'm not the kind of man that ever want to see my baby mother unhappy. Me want for my baby mother to be happy. So it is what it is. If she have to be happy with another man and she business, you understand? See how that works? So that's how that goes. As long as when she happy, for me kids and them, they will happy too. You know what I mean? That's what I wish for, but I'm so close to my kids that you have no idea the things that they them wish for. I see, yeah, my big boy, I see him cry some tears. I'm talking about at the age that he was right about to be 19, right before his birthday. What he cried and asked for, tears. That ain't for me to decide in. Even if it was in my power at this point in time, I can't predict what it would have been like. Like, sometimes kids always gonna wish for their parents to be together. They always gonna wish for that. I seen my son cry for that. I went there and spent the day in the house with him and his mother, and he started to cry. He said, I want this. I wish I could have this every day. Yeah, I know my voice is getting a little hoarse. Yeah, but, you know, so, yeah, don't worry, because you see, son, don't worry, before things end, I'm a man, but I ain't gonna lie, I cried a lot. Because what? You cried? Yeah, I did cry. I cried many times. I was born into a family where my mother was married to my father. When my father died, he was still married to my mother. You hear me? When my father died, I was what, 38, 39, something like that when my father died. He died a couple years ago. Can't remember the day exactly. Like, how it ain't on your head, because I was so out of it, and I got his eulogy somewhere close by. But when my father, like, I'm just letting it be clear that I was born into a family of marriage, and I lived with my mother and my father. They never left each other's side until my father died. So when I started to have kids, I wanted that for my kids. I never wanted to be out of the house where my kids was. So yes, that did break me, and it took me a while to accept the life that I had to live. Like I said, when my boy asked for his life back, the way how things was, that shit right now, it just gave me a headache. Like, I don't know if you call that, if I just got high blood pressure, what just went it, but straight headache. Real life. Real life. They say some people put everything on now. This is not everything. This is just understanding that some things in life we just have no control over. You understand? Some things we just don't have no control over. Even when you can see the whole play of how it's happening. You know, it's just like I was trying to break down earlier about some people just want to be in control over other people, and sometimes they don't even have no right. They don't do nothing for you to be wanting to control you the way they control you. You understand? So, yeah. Slavery and all that, it's crazy, but 2026, you'll be surprised. Some people want to still treat people like they got slaves. I say, what are you talking about? Just be careful who employs you and where you work at. Be careful who employs you and where you work at. Because some people, they're not business owners, they're slave drivers. Okay, they're not business owners, they're slave drivers. So you better know who you connected to and where you at and how you living and what's going on with you. Yeah. Yeah, the one and only Shimbo, man. Yeah, that's the name, Shimbo. Well, that's what everybody call me. But I'm not one that runs on my real name. I don't know why. There was a time when, but you realize that anybody of significance, they love their real name, which my real name is Rasheem Arthur Gomes. And this right here that I'm doing right now, I'm the Arthur of this. you better understand what's going on. Hey, they better understand what's going on, because this is not a game to me. What are you talking about? This is not a game to me. That's all I'm gonna say. This message, or I would say this content I just made, it'll make it to the right ears, where it will be significant for what I'm trying to get across, of what we need to get across to. All right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, man. All I can say, man, and God bless that I'm strong and healthy right now, and I feel like most of the worst part of my life, hopefully, is behind me. Hopefully it's behind me. Yeah, because I've been down some crazy paths. Yeah, I'm only 43 and I found myself in a nursing home, all types of stuff. Yeah, rehab, nursing home, not no rehab for no job, but rehab for broken bones and limbs that's not working. So they had to get me back in shape. I had to have nurse giving me a baths and all that stuff. Yeah, nurse had to bathe me because I couldn't use my arms. So, yeah, I've been down some kind of paths, like, you know, so, yeah, that's what I mean. That's why right now I'm just at the point where I'm like, yeah, I just thank the Father for the blessing that He put on over me, you know. Yeah, thank you, Father, for everything you've done for me and the blessing that you put over me. Because words cannot explain the thanks. Yeah. But let me call it that for this content right here, because I could really keep going. Because that's what it happens when it starts flowing. It starts flowing. But yeah. Sometimes, man. Sometimes it ain't all about fun and laughs. Sometimes I understand that sometimes people just really want to know you. You understand? And if you was wondering, this is me. So, yeah, this ain't no AI. The bike is back there. You want to ride along with me? Act like you know, man. Yeah, so, yeah. The Bronkin bike, like a Bronkin bull. We in real time, man. What you think? That's what I'm trying to, like, your noggin, you know? Sometimes you see something, you ask yourself, how old is this? And this is summer 2026. What's today's date? Today's what? The 21st? August 21st? Yeah. Right? So, yeah, that's what today is. Let me go check my calendar. Because I got a calendar. You don't know my calendar? No, this is my calendar. Look, August, and today is Saturday. Today's Friday. I'm bugging. Today's Friday. What does it say? Today's Friday. Today the 21st. Do you have a calendar? 2026? Do you have a calendar? You like the bike, don't you? Anyway, let me see. That is it. Let me get off. Let me shut down, because yeah. Hopefully them stop stealing my content and give me a break. Respect. I'm out.